Capital Community College has enjoyed a prime campus location at 950 Main Street in downtown Hartford since 2002. With the help of the National Endowment for the Humanities, Capital launched the Hartford Heritage Project, aimed at making the city of Hartford its extended classroom. By creating courses that center on Hartford's history, culture, businesses, and diverse communities, Capital faculty are introducing the rich legacy of Hartford to the city's rising generation of employees and residents.
Capital Community College is in downtown Hartford with many rich cultural institutions around us, and we want to have our students experience all the opportunities that they have here in Hartford. And the Hartford Heritage Project came about because out of that desire. And what we did was we got a grant from the National Endowment for the Humanities for our faculty to start developing courses. And we started to visit all the cultural institutions around us, and we started to have workshops at the Mark Twain House, at the Harriet Beecher Stowe Center, at the Wadsworth Athenaeum, at the Old State House, the Hartford Stage, and community organizations, and many other places. We learned about Hartford, we read about Hartford, we had experts come in to speak about Hartford and the role of these different institutions. That has helped us to develop courses. So for example, I teach a course on American literature. And what I do now is I begin with Harriet Beecher Stowe. We read Uncle Tom's Cabin. We go on to Mark Twain and we read Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. And then I take my students over to visit the Twain House and the Stowe Center, and we have a lecture there that is done by the educational staff in those centers.
Additionally, we assert that Stowe and Twain were affecting social change. I'd like to explore that with you just for a second.
I take my students to the Wadsworth Athenaeum when we start to look at the difference between realist literature and modernist literature. We have a docent take us through and show us the differences between realism and modernism in visual art. And it really helps to solidify it for the students.
There's an explosion of different styles and freedom that artists have. These artists don't have to be conventional anymore. They want to be radical, they want to be different.
In the meantime, they're walking into a world-class historic art museum where they're getting exposed to art in a context that makes it very real and important to them.
It was easier to come here and visualize what was going on in the time than reading the words and talking about it in class. I thought this was very helpful.
Well, looking at the paintings and the poems, you could actually put it all together.
It keeps your brain moving and ticking, and it makes you wonder like what we're going to see next.
The goal of the Hartford Heritage Project is twofold. First, to change the lives of students by improving their success through connected, place-based learning. And second, to change the city of Hartford through the increased civic engagement of the people who live, work, and go to school here.
At the center of the Hartford Heritage Project lies the creation of Learning Community courses. Learning Communities are two courses linked by a common theme and taught by two professors to the same cohort of students.
In a learning community, the students are able to focus on two disciplines by integrating them into one shared experience. They're experiencing the subject matter through sort of two modes of inquiry, and in doing so, they're able to see the connections naturally and organically, make those connections on their own. And so in that way, they're able to own the learning experience a little more than if the two courses or disciplines were distinctly separate.
The theme of this learning community is 950, 960 Main Street, which is the G. Fox building. So the students are researching about how the building that they are residing now, before it became Capital Community College, was the 6th largest department store in Connecticut, G. Fox.
In addition to the combined theme across 2 linked courses, the learning communities will have an added credit hour that is team taught by the 2 professors. This integration hour will allow the professors to further explore topics that link the 2 courses and to teach important college success skills such as time management, note-taking, and information literacy. Professors will also use this time to advise students on their educational and professional goals.
Having 2 instructors in one class give us a lot of quality time, and we can learn a lot from both in different ways. In those different ways, we can mix it up.
In essence, the students are focusing on the theme of the course. They're focusing on the 2 ways that the disciplines approach that theme and that task. And so the learning becomes, the skill building becomes almost invisible.
I think they've gotten more of an appreciation for not just the history of Hartford, but how this applies to their learning.
When I came to Hartford, I kind of have a little bit of negative, view on the city, and especially the citizenry involvement in their civic duty.
Hartford wasn't a very ideal city for a college student like me, so it was just a daily routine of going to college, going back home. Nothing was interesting.
I think that Hartford doesn't have the very best reputation, and I think that there are a lot of things in Hartford that have gone undiscovered.
Many people have little appreciation for Hartford because they don't really know Hartford. They don't know its history or its cultural, industrial, and economic value to the growth of this nation. Important revitalization efforts are now underway, including improving streets, parks, and public transportation, programming exciting activities and events, and attracting young professionals to live downtown. At Capital, we believe that education is an important component to revitalizing Hartford, and Capital's Hartford Heritage Project provides a significant opportunity to reconnect the people with their community while contributing to the city's and their own future success.
The Hartford Heritage Program has also sort of spawned this Hartford Main Street Collaborative, a group of organizations on Main Street like the Athenaeum, some of the churches, Butlerwood Cookhouse, who are now trying to work together as much as we can.
Capital Community College, in this type of project, really reached out to its neighbors on Main Street and brought us all together. And we need to be reminded of each other's strengths. We need to work off of them. We need to pull each other in when we need to for resources, for networking, for conversations about our challenges. And in that sense, just opening that door on downtown Main Street to that type of collaboration, I think, has been a huge, huge advantage for all of us who have been involved in this project.
Just learning about it, just brings you closer to the city and, makes you want to learn more.
If we know about what we don't like about something in the city and we know what it once was, we could change it hopefully to become even better than what it once was.
Students who come from this class, I'm sure they start to have a turn on the view of Hartford and see Hartford in a more progressive way, how they as an individual, their involvement can set a trend of everyone or a chain of every individual. As we become a part of the group or participate in the group as a whole become, active.
We fully buy into the concept of civic attachment. If you do not love where you live, why would you ever become civically engaged? Why would you ever care about the policies or the things happening within your community? But if you love the places, if you identify with the buildings, the people, the landscapes, the cityscapes, you will care more about what happens to the people in that community, and you will be more likely to advocate for yourself and the needs of your community. So we see that all as very important and extremely valuable.
It's one thing to read something in text or to discuss it with a professor or to watch a film, but to actually put your backpack on and get out there and go and see what we're talking about in the classroom, it was just amazing, and it really enhanced the learning.